Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals, and they're about to make that very clear. So just kick back and hang with them, as you've earned it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind podcast. This is episode 22. And it is also episode 2 where we're going to continue sucking Liquid Death's dick because they liked our reel today.
They did.
I'm your host, Mike.
I'm also Mike.
And we got our boy in the fucking house. We got our boy Adrian.
What up?
Harsh reality. Fucking hardcore frontman extraordinaire. There's a reason that his voice is shot today. It's because he's been doing a bunch of fucking heavy hardcore stuff that apparently me and Mike have not been doing. Well, maybe a little bit, but... You know,
was one of them like a house show?
Yeah, Saturday. It was at the Void. It's called the Void in San Bernardino.
How is that place?
It's literally
it's
house.
Just a house.
It's a house, like, but it's tight. Like,
wait, is it like garage, backyard, in the house?
Living room.
Living room.
Yeah.
Do you remember? We talked about. I think we talked about this before. But do you remember the Mutant House in Chino? It was like a chicken coop in the back of a house. Basically. Yeah. Is it like that, or is it like way nicer?
Smaller.
Really? Dang.
Yeah.
Are there holes in walls and stuff, or?
I didn't see any. There's like a bunch of like set lists of other bands that crossed by.
Every time somebody punches a hole in the wall, they just put a new set list.
Probably.
It's just paper flapping.
Dude, what are the most like drug? Like, okay. We stayed at this house. I won't throw any. Yeah, this guy Josh. Anyway, whatever. In Indiana. We stayed at their house, and we stayed in the basement. And there was like the carpet was like crazy. It was like all these different blocks of different carpet, and none of us said anything. And we saw, and like we were like talking whatever, and then we see the dog that they had goes and like squats and takes a piss. And we're like, oh, just be on the carpet. And then homeboy goes over with his knife, cuts out the spot. Cleans the thing, and then they get another piece. They have like a bunch of carpet that they just find.
What the fuck?
They just find carpet and they just keep it, and then they just fill in the little hole.
Dude, that's. I feel like it'd be more beneficial to just train the dog, right?
Yeah, but
You think that?
Yeah, but drugs are involved, and
that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. So you guys just got off of the show. Did Darsum play with both of you guys?
They play
Saturday. Or both shows?
Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Saturday.
Okay. Sick. So I guess we could use that, jump back in time a little bit. So I know that you two have known each other way longer. I mean, I've known you for a long time at this point, right? But I think you were like probably what, fucking 10 years old when you first started going to NVR shows?
No, actually, I was.
when did I
think it was like 06 or 04. It's one of those.
Dang.
406. Jeez.
A long time ago.
I remember.
Ten's an exaggeration.
Tiki Room, Pomona.
That was the first NVR show?
I think that's my first time I seen NPR.
Holy shit.
And ever since that day, I followed him.
That's crazy.
All the way.
I just always remember going to NBR shows, and before I even met you, I just remember you as the kid that was up front going, "Sad Panda!" I'd be like, "Oh, Adrian's here." That's it.
I'm a little hype man.
Yeah.
That's a good thing though, you know?
I was young. I had that energy. I try to keep up.
For anyone who doesn't know, Adrian, he's a pretty quiet dude. I mean, if you know him, you're friends with him, he'll talk.
I was emo.
But he was very quiet, very quiet.
And I don't normally sound this gangster, but
like Batman.
And then I remember the first time he was just like, yeah, he's like, dude, I'm in a band now, and I'm the vocalist. I was like, oh, sick, that's gonna be interesting. And then I remember the first time I saw you guys play, I was like, what the fuck? He has the loudest scream, like the loudest scream ever. I was like, how the fuck is it going?
And this was My Enemy's Hero?
This is my
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember thinking the same thing. Like the first time I heard you scream, I was like, "Holy shit! Like this dude's way louder than what I'm doing."
Yeah, and I think I forget what video it is, but there's a video where you come up and I think you do Legacy or one of those songs, and like you're
Chain?
significantly louder. I'm like, yeah, they cranked the volume for it. So I don't know.
So you're talking about Chain where I messed up, came in a little too early.
You know what though? To be fair, everyone messed it up on that.
Everybody fucks up the timing.
Everyone fucks it up. It's the
I got it the second time.
boom. Yeah. But
To be fair, we talked about what songs would be sick for people to come up at the last NBR show for guest vocals, and he was like Legacy, and I was like, nope, nope, not doing that one.
Yeah, you all got me by surprise on that one.
I was like, Adrian, let's go.
I was like, bro, I haven't done vocals like in a month.
But we're here now.
Dude, that was fun.
So I kind of want to talk about like what was it that got you into punk rock hardcore music? Like what was it that got you into this scene?
Well, the thing is, originally I was into like emo.
Yeah.
I grew up in emo.
Like straight up, like, are we talking like Hawthorne Heights, Silverstein, shit like Senses Fail, shit like that? Okay.
Well, like before, like my older brother, he's the one that like brought the whole music like in our house. So like it'll be like classic rock, like Zeppelin and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then he listened to like Spanish rock.
Yeah.
Like Caifanes, Maná, and Café Tacuba and all that. And then we went to the emo.
Right.
And then from emo we went to like screamo.
Yeah.
And then I went to deathcore.
And it just got heavier and heavier.
yeah, heavier. I didn't get into hardcore till like after high school.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I can admit that.
That's fair. I
was very ignorant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, emo's my shit. Fuck off. Like,
Which is awesome to hear.
I kind of had the same arc as you, kind of like I got more into like classic rock, and like I think I started with more emo shit than I did like punk rock and all that. So that's fair.
But I'm honest.
Yeah. I'm not afraid.
I used to be the gay emo scene with my long hair. I'm not talking shit, just talking shit myself.
How far did you take it? Did you have like the color in your hair, or
nah, man, I wanted to. My mom would kill me though.
I definitely had the red in the mohawk because everybody thought I looked like Rufio. You grow up in the South, you're the only Filipino kid. That's the only thing they compare you to. You know what I mean? So I just kind of accepted it and put the red in my hair, and yeah, it was definitely a phase for me.
I had the peacock hair, the back spiked up in the front.
Yes.
And the bandana.
Are there pictures of this?
Probably. I mean, if you dig for them.
Oh man, that'd be amazing.
I have one that one of my friends from high school, she recently sent to me like last year, I think. She's like, never forget. Never will.
I love that stuff, dude.
I got no shame whatsoever. Like, still am.
Dude,
any chance that we could find to do a never forget, I think we have to do it. Like, we just have to bask in the glory of the good old days. Because I definitely had those pictures too, with the fucking hair in my
You
face.
look down and
yeah.
the fucking
The camera's up here, but you're looking
yeah,
down.
basically. I did it.
so I feel like I had long hair, but my hair wasn't like pretty. I just looked homeless, I guess. But I knew better when I actually did have like the long straight hair, like when I straightened like that thing.
Did you do
in my mind? I felt like I looked like
the middle
Davey
part?
From nah, I did like the side, in my mind, I thought I looked like Davey from like AFI, like the goth days. And in my mind, that's what I thought it looked like. I was like, I think it passes. No, it was not that. It did not look like that. Looking back on it now. But yeah.
These are the good old days.
Yeah. When I had my long hair though, in my mind I thought I looked like Tim from Rise Against, like old Rise Against.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
Because I rocked the hat and yeah. But I didn't look like him. I didn't look that cool. But
I think there was definitely now. How old are you?
32.
32. Okay, so you're right around the same like era as me, I guess. Where like back in those days, boys didn't have skinny jeans yet when we first got into this.
We had girl pants.
We had girl pants, so we'd have to go into like a wet seal or something like that, and you had to know what size in girl pants you wore. You just went straight to the back, grabbed your size, walked up to the front, and then just acted like you were buying it for your thick girlfriend. Little did they know.
I would go in the fitting room and be like, does it make my ass look big?
I would only do that if we had girls shopping with us. And I'd be like, all right, cool. Like, now I don't look as bad. But if I was by myself, I just go buy.
Count?
Hey, count. Mijo, turn around.
Yeah, so I can say that I never wore or bought girl jeans.
Never.
But I did have a hair straightener for like a cool second.
Guilty.
Nice. Was this the Rocket days? Mm-hmm. Now, how long would you say on average that NBR would spend straightening their hair outside of the van during that era?
I didn't feel like we took that long. Maybe Rick. Took the longest. But
oh, beautiful Rick.
Beautiful. That's. I mean, I hope he watches this.
He should watch this.
We call him. I refer to him now because people call him Handsome Rick. I call him moderately handsome Rick. Yeah. No, I'd probably say he probably took the longest. But I don't know. I feel like we didn't spend that much time. Like we should have spent more time to look better. It's like if you're gonna do it, fucking do it.
Yeah.
I don't think we did that. I don't know. I didn't think we looked pretty enough during that time. But
there was like certain pretty aspects of each of you.
Yeah. But I don't know. I felt like enough was enough. And I was like, I'm wearing hats. I can't keep up with this.
The weird part is now we all get more regular haircuts and focus more on being pretty now than we kind of ever did back then.
Yeah. I'm spending way more money. I jokingly say like I got played because I went from just like shaving my head, not giving a fuck about my hair.
Yeah.
And then I got free haircuts from my boy Brandon. And he was just like, dude, it's like just as long as you like just post on like your social media and it's all good. And I just tip him.
Yeah.
And then and now I pay money like.
And now he's like, hey man, I own a shop. You know, there's bills to pay here. It
was a slow rise. It's like $5 increments here. Like, yeah, no, but it's cool. I feel like it's a good investment. You know.
Hell, if it was up to me, I'd be bald. But one, my barber don't let me. No, my barber straight up don't let me. Like
who, David?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like,
Straight
you're not shaving your head. And I'm like, and two, I don't live in the safest hoodies, like, or hoods, whatever.
Yeah. So
but it ain't the most dangerous either. But
it doesn't benefit you to have a shaved head.
I don't want to get banged on,
yeah.
you know. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
I'm just trying to be a dad and shit, you know.
Yeah. So, all right. So after getting into punk rock, hardcore, or at least the rock and roll scene, whatever, you start going to shows. You start a band of your own. Start playing music. I mean, like up until this point, and then now you're straight up dad life, dude.
Yeah.
Like working man. Like, dude, how was that? How was that switch?
It's different.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it ain't the same, man. Like, like my energy levels are like right here.
Yeah.
It used to be up here, but it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I love being a dad. That's all I've ever wanted.
Yeah. I feel you.
And like, I had my fun when I was young.
I remember just at one point in time, all of a sudden it's like, oh, Adrian's a dad.
Yeah.
Right? And then like, of course, like with all of our friends, like no matter who it is, we're always like, how are they going to be as a dad? Like, how are they going to take this fatherhood thing, you know? But I mean, from what I see, dude, you're fucking handling it, dude.
Honestly, I tell people all the time, is like, you're nervous and that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I was the same way.
Yeah.
You're going to make a lot of mistakes, but you're going to learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, you really learn patience.
Dude, I can.
Even if you don't have it, you're going to learn it. One way, either the easy way or the hard way.
Yeah.
I got them both.
I feel you on that.
What's something? Is there anything that like you thought like either at the beginning or even while it was happening, where something like, I'm going to do this different than like what I was raised with? Was there anything that you were like, I don't know what it is, but you're like, I'm going to do this different?
Are you trying to say what was the cycle that you broke?
I mean, it doesn't have to be a negative thing.
I never thought about that. Like, I wasn't like, my parents are strict. My dad, like, even to this day, like, he doesn't know how to show like love and affection to us. He's very prideful. Mm-hmm. So I guess to like, if you hearing that question now, if I want to say it to right now today, that's my thing. It's like, nah, I love my kids. Like, I'll show her all the goddamn, like, all the love in the world.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I have to be a dad too. Like, when I have to be strict on you and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I always tell my kid, I can be your best friend, I can be your worst enemy. It's up to you how you act.
You choose.
Yeah, basically, like,
You choose a side.
Dude.
Do you feel like because I for me it was kind of the same way, like with my dad. My dad's like one of my fucking best friends in the world. But when I was younger, it wasn't like there wasn't a ton of affection. There wasn't a ton of like I feel like I've known forever that my dad loves me, but we don't ever say it to each other until like recently. You know, but all right, love you, pops. Like, you know, like in the most masculine way possible. Or like we'll see each other and we'll do like the embrace, like love you, pops, and things like that whenever he's in town. But do you feel like when it came to being a dad and like with your kid, was it easier to show that emotion, or was it something that you had to like teach yourself how to do?
it was easier, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I've always wanted to be a dad.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like shitting bricks, but at the same time, I was excited.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I feel you on that, man. That's.
And, like, the first day she's born, you carry her, I'm like, damn, dude, like, that's where it hits.
Yeah.
It's like,
Did you cry?
hell yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So, like, if anyone says that they don't cry, they're full of shit. Like, I'm going to tell you right now.
I cry for my nieces, not even my kids.
Dude, I already know. The second I have a kid, I'm just gonna be like inconsolable fucking mess. But it is what it is.
Hey, man, drop the pride. Grown men cry when you have to.
Grown men cry. Who'd have thought? So we've jumped around. We've kind of done things backwards a little bit, but we didn't start with our mental health check.
Oh yeah. Let's go first.
You, Mike.
Me? All right. Okay, so I feel like I'm doing well. I'm kind of in this. I feel like your message a couple days ago kind of got me excited too, because you were like, I don't even know what you said. You said something like,
You're never gonna be 100% ready.
well, that, but no, you're also like, I'm in like this like fuck it mood and just like go for it kind of mood.
Oh, that one. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it got me like kind of motivated and because you know last week I lost one of my aunts. That was sad, and just other small things going on. But I don't know. I feel good. I haven't been able to run like I want to. I'm gonna have to tonight because I have that show on Wednesday, which is like 2 days from now.
Yeah.
But I have been singing. I did do like vocal stuff, like a legitimate vocal like preparation. Because like since the No Bragging Rights show, like I definitely, how I prepare for a No Bragging Rights set is completely different than how I prepare for a Burner State set. And so I'm kind of thinking like, well, just treat them both like the same. I mean, I'm not going to do like the stuff I do for like screaming, like getting that stuff, but everything else, I'm like, I need to like have that same preparation.
Yeah.
Like I need to, and so I've been trying to do that. And, so singing is a good mental health, it's a good coping mechanism for me. And then just trying to be like mindful about, okay, I'm going to do Burner State stuff right now. I'm going to do podcast stuff right now. Like I'm trying to like be like, 'cause I get so distracted, dude. TikTok is like the death. It's the death of me, dude.
Hey, man, I'm seeing it myself now. Like, I'm new to this, and I'm like, now I see why people like are on this so much. Like, I used to talk crap with my dad. I'm like, yeah, you're on TikTok again. And then now I got on there like, oh shit.
Dude, let us know your username. We'll fucking send you shit all day.
We'll make it worse, man. We're gonna. But
yeah, it's bad for us because we just send shit back and forth. And like at some points I'll open it and there'll be like 25 messages. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's all Mike. Just random shit.
I just go through my, like, it's been so hard. It's been so hard. Like, I'll tell myself, like, unless I'm going to post, don't go fucking TikToks. And I'll spiral. And I'll go down a rabbit hole or something. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like I'm in a better spot than I was last week mentally. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to just this coming week, the shows. I don't think I've mentioned this before, but it's my 20-year reunion for school.
When is
It's on Friday. Well, Friday it starts. And so
we have to make appearances at at the academy.
yeah, well, I don't know if I've told you this, but did I tell you I'm singing?
No?
Yeah,
When?
I'm singing Friday night. Yeah.
Like open mic or like your band?
No, like they asked me to sing for like the service because I went to a Christian school.
Oh, okay.
So they're doing like a Vespers, yeah. And so they asked me to sing for Friday night. And foolishly,
At LSA?
yeah. I don't know where I should ask where it's at. I don't know where it's at. I think it might be in like the.
Isn't Friday night usually in the gym?
I don't know.
Or is that Sunday night?
I don't know. I don't know. But I should find that out.
They usually they do this like alumni weekend thing where there's the alumni that are hitting milestones, and then there's pictures of everyone like all over the gym and the wall that have graduated from like the 1970s on, basically.
It's insane. It's cool, but it's like also like, oh shit.
It's also weird, yeah.
But yeah, so actually it's funny as we're saying that, my buddy. So I don't know why, but as soon as I heard, like they asked me and I said yes, like an idiot. I was like, shoot, I don't know what song. I feel bad. I don't listen to like praise music and stuff like that anymore. So like,
does it have to be a praise song?
Well, I mean, I wanted it to be something, and so I just started to search themes of like stuff.
Lord, I lift your name on high.
The song's called like
Jesus,
it's from the 90s.
Just look up a Sleeping Giant song.
Dude, just make it acoustic.
Yeah.
No, they have some.
They do actually.
If you think about it,
yeah,
they really do.
They do.
I'll play guitar for you. We'll start now.
Dude. Well, I hit up my buddy who I went to school with. I was hoping I'm guessing he'll be there, and so I just hit him randomly, and I found a song that I thought worked for everything going on. And so I was just like, hey man, I got asked to sing. Would you want to sing with me? Like he plays guitar.
Yeah.
And he's like he's I don't know if I've showed you. He's the one who he makes like I don't know. I think I see him on Instagram. I don't know if he does it on YouTube or what, but he'll do the thing where he'll do a cover of a song and he'll do like all the harmonies and like yeah, like he's insanely talented.
Oh.
Like
okay.
he should just
So he's way better than any of us at the table.
Yes, like he should be doing this alone. But anyway, so I asked him if he'd be down to do something. So I'm actually going to his house tomorrow night, and we're gonna jam. Just kind of come up with something. It's funny. He literally just texted me his address right now. But anyway, so yeah, that's my week. I have things to look forward to, so that's always good for me.
What about you, man? Mental health check. Where are you at?
I'm good, man. Honestly, it's like I'm good. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm always tired. And that's my fault. Because, like, my body is so used to, like, 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And it's like, either whether I work out or just whatever it is, that drains me out completely. And then I stay up late like you.
Yeah, I get up super early.
And then
Yeah.
wake up, I'm like, man, I'm supposed to sleep in so much of that. And my body's just used to it.
Yeah.
But I'm good, like, it's dad life, man. I love it. It's like, I got my kid now. And
Full time?
no, not full time, but like compared to before, like
Right.
I had like I went through a lot of crap to get my kid.
Yeah. I kind of saw a little bit of it,
Yeah.
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 So, I mean, part of being a dad, I'm sure that brings a majority of like your joy or any. I'm sure that causes some stress, but it's also, I'm sure, a great stress reliever, just being able to hang out with your kid. You mentioned working out. What are some other things that you kind of do to I guess you either unwind from like work, or if like you kind of not having a good day, like what are some things that you like to do to kind of, I don't know, get you back to, feeling good again?
Honestly, like either working out or singing, like playing shows or like performing or even practicing.
Yeah.
That's like therapy for me.
Yeah.
It's like I let it out. It's like I wrote these songs and this is how I felt. And like once I say what I gotta say, it's like I let it out and it's like good.
Yeah, man. I try to, like, people, like, when they find out, you do music, and when they find out what kind of music, like I do, they're like, whoa, like, I would have never expect that from you. So I'm like, dude, I've been being able to scream out my thoughts
Yes.
since I was like 14 years old. And I really do think that's like helped me a lot, and being able to, like you said, like we used to practice so much before we were playing shows, but it's like it's the best outlet. It's such a great outlet, so I feel like that's kind of mellowed me out.
It's funny because I recently had somebody, I think I was at work, had made a comment like about me, just like, oh man, you're really calm and you're like really composed under like these stressful situations, and like, like, how do you stay so calm? And I was like, well, what you don't know is I basically just play in a heavy band. And the weird thing is because there was that long period where I walked away, like I could like physically feel the difference between not having an outlet and having an outlet now. Like I can 1,000, like I would like find myself like snapping over like the littlest shit, or like things would piss me off and I'd like fucking go off and this is not that serious, versus now having that outlet, it's like, it's insane. Like it's completely, and I didn't realize, and that's the song that we did together for this, for the new EP, is like, you walked away and it was like, yeah, this was the right thing to do, but then you don't realize how much of it like really affected you. You know what I mean?
How much it helped.
Yeah. So then with your, so you have the music, like what, cause I've seen the transformation physically, with working out and shit like that. Like, what was it that got you into fucking training and lifting and working out and everything?
Honestly, like when me and my baby mom split, it's like I went through some shit. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
Like I used to, I remember, I'll never forget this. Like I was pretty much miserable and depressed that I would buy a 12-pack every day after work, and I'd kill it.
Smash the whole 12-pack.
And I'd kill it.
Damn.
It'll be nights where I'm so tired, I'm still drinking, and my brother walks into my room and he sees a beer right here on me. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So then I was like, man, like, and then I was getting fat too, because, calories of beer and shit.
There's a lot.
I mean,
here.
fatter. Like, I'm just husky now.
It's the thick boy summer,
So, like, I got some muscle, but less fat.
But your brother too, like your brother's been training too. With you, right? I don't know if he's as consistent as you are, or if you guys are doing it together, or like.
Well, we used to be together, but then now we're like different schedules.
Yeah. So
it's like, yeah, we try to work out as much as possible.
Yeah.
I do, at least.
Yeah. That's good, man. Sick. For me, I'm a little stressed out. I just paid off. I'm working on something, and I had to pay off a lot of things in that process. So I watched my savings account, especially after today, basically dwindle, like from a very nice place where it's never been to like, very close to being empty. I had to pay like a big tax bill this year. And then, like I had to replace the roof earlier this year. So that was like 11 grand. And then the tax bill. And then I had to pay off my Harley to basically fix my income to debt ratios to make sure everything looked good, so I had to just take a big chunk out of that too. So definitely like I'm not financially hurting, but it definitely hurt my soul to see where the savings account was to where it is now. But I guess it's also kind of like it's a blessing, because I think like maybe 10 years ago or so, like I wouldn't have even had a savings account type deal. So I keep looking at it that way. Like at least you had the money to do this shit. Yeah. So there's that. And then yeah, just my voice is also kind of shot because I've been working on, you don't even know the story of this Torture Culture EP. It's been going for so long. This is my like basically third round re-recording vocals. One song left. And then we're gonna get the gang vocals done and ship it off to Kelly to mix it, which Kelly's been very politely going like, hey, are you done yet? And I'm like, yeah, soon, dude. Next week. So,
but just as someone outsider who's got to hear all versions of your songs, like this is the one. There's the takes.
There was a lot of like when we first started recording, I was like, I'll just do what I did with Creative Void, right? And then that was like, okay, cool. We put out the two singles, and it was just like a really, really quick rush job to get it out, just so we had something before we played that festival in Northern California, the Northern Alliance Festival, because we were like, we can't go up there without anybody hearing our songs, or at least a couple songs. And then from there, we came back, started working on the EP, and then everybody just had like a bunch of shit happen, and it we kind of fell off, and then like start rewriting songs, start changing shit, kind of fine tuning. Went in to record, some shit happened, we had to re-record. So then from there, I took it on and I was re-recording everything at my house, in my little studio, and like I record like 2 songs, and then I record the third song, and then like the third song I found like the sweet spot because I'm doing something a little different. I found it and I was like, oh shit, I think this is it. And I sent it to Mike, and Mike's like, fuck yeah, dude, like this is it. So that we go back, re-record the other 2 songs.
You can't have one sound like this and the other one
yeah,
sound like
because
this.
they can't sound like this and this. So that re-recorded those, and then now I'm on the last song. But then I like blew out my voice last week, like last Thursday or something like that. And so it's been just recovery since then. So this week, last song done. But I'm pretty pumped on it. Like I think it just sounds. I even got the Martin stamp of approval. I played it for Martin. Martin was like, "Oh fuck, okay."
Yeah,
he's like, "All right, cool."
Which we've mentioned on this show. Martin can be. He'll be honest with you, which is awesome.
He'll shit on his best friend.
But it's because he wants
That's
us.
a good friend.
Because he believes in us that we can be better.
I'm telling you, like he even said to me at one point in time, he's like, "Is there any way that you could like not sound like you?"
I think I heard you say that on one of your other episodes. Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's so there's like, and then still all the other stuff kind of like rolling. So hopefully that's just gonna pick up pace and get things moving. So, it's financially I'm a little bummed, but everything else is starting to fall into place. Pretty cool. So
Yeah, good things coming.
Yeah.
Patience, young Padawan.
Got so much patience right now. I'm like a doctor, but sorry, rapper lines. My bad.
I've never heard that before.
So, but yeah, man.
Gotta make sure my Liquid Death shirt is showing.
Oh yeah, make sure you're plugging the Liquid Death because once again, sponsor us. So
they liked our reel.
one of the reasons why we have Adrian on the show this week, and also, I mean, one, he's the homie, and we'd been talking to you about getting on the show, but then we figured the timing would be cool, like when we're gonna announce, our show coming up. Mm-hmm. So today, we kind of like I don't think it was intended to really announce the flyer today.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like it was a huge deal. I think the main thing was.
I personally, selfishly, I was hoping we could wait till after our show.
Yeah, that's what I thought. But the only reason is because No Hard Feelings, right? Dropped the flyer today. And then that's when Adrian was like, so can we
I mean, we might as well.
Yeah,
It's.
like,
I mean, it's like it's not.
Yeah, because the homies they're playing too, Shiva. He asked me like, "Hey, bro, any word on this?" And like, when the fire's gonna be dropping? Like, well, I'll ask, but as far as I know, like I pretty much mentioned him like I'm going for the podcast and
yeah.
pretty much like announce the show. So I'm assuming after that.
Yeah.
And then today happened, and I'm like, I screenshotted and sent to you, and like, does that mean we gotta go or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things where once it dropped, because I saw them tag us in it, and then you like text me almost immediately after, and I was like, yeah, fuck it, like we're gonna run it anyways. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna really affect you guys' show this Wednesday.
No.
You know, so yeah, May 6th we're doing an IE show, and I'm curious. I'm curious what it's gonna be like because you know, it's gonna be Burner State, Torture Culture, Harsh Reality, Darsum, Shiva, and then
No Hard Feelings.
No Hard Feelings. How did I just forget? I just said their name. Maybe it's because they released the flyers. No, I'm just kidding. So, and it's cool. Like the concept is kind of like, you know, we're mixing up the hardcore bands and the punk bands, and you know, it's gonna be fun, man. Like I think it's gonna be refreshing, and you know, to have an IE show that's not like, you know, as much as I love fucking beatdown music, like not, you know, it's not all beatdown bands, right? So it's not all just like we're gonna come in and just fucking 18 minutes of breakdown. Like we're gonna come in and, you know, like just, and who knows, the turnout might be shit, it might be awesome, but I feel like it's gonna be fun.
Like,
you know,
that Rockefeller's place is cool.
Yeah, Rockefeller's
for a bar, like,
yeah,
not talking shit on bars or anything, but
I've been like,
they're trying, man. They built a stage.
Yeah, they built a brand new stage.
It's cool.
I've been impressed really with like all the shows that I've been to at Rockefeller's. Like I'm just like, yo, this is like, the vibe is cool over there. Like they kind of let you do whatever the fuck you want. Like, you know, so I think it's going to be fun, man. And I think just, you know, just having like, you know, hardcore bands playing, punk rock bands playing, like this is like Circle Pit City. This is like, you know, if we can pack it out enough, I want to see stage dives. I want fucking high fives. I just like, you know what I mean? Like,
I just want people to headbang.
You do.
I always say at shows like, dude, like, if you don't want to mosh, that's cool, but at least headbang with me. Have fun.
I don't care if you punch somebody in the face with my music. I just want you to have a good ass time, you know, and have fun with us. Like, come up and, you know,
like COVID tour, guys. Nah,
it's I'm kind of like what's the word? I was kind of sad for myself in the sense that like when people would ask, like, because every now and then someone would be like, hey, what's like a good IE band? And like I've dropped you guys before, but I'm like, fuck, man, I don't really like know. I've been out of touch. I don't know who a lot of the bands are, and so it's been cool just going randomly to the shows. Like I feel like I've gone twice, not even knowing.
I feel like I've dragged you out to random shows,
but it's been cool, you know, because then I feel like I'm like getting like reconnected and like the scene. I'm like, dude, it's like humbling and embarrassing. I'm like, dude, I've been out of this for like years. Yeah, my own backyard, you know. Same. And so it's been cool to get back into it, and you know, I think there's a lot of cool things happening in the IE, and
a lot of places are coming up.
Yeah,
compared to what we had, nothing at all.
Right. And you know, I'm sure at some point there's, you know, and I'm sure there's in some areas, I'm sure there's like politics for certain things, whatever. But like, I'd like to think that I feel like there's like a lot of like support in different things. At least that's what it feels like. So we'll see how.
I'm wondering too, like if there's also, you know, maybe it's that some of these bar owners or venue owners, like, you know, were around back in the day and just realized like, hey, there's nowhere left for us to play anymore. You know, like there's nowhere left for, you know, shows. Yeah. And, you know, while it's great for us, like it's good for business for them because, you know,
it's a win-win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, you know, like when both of our bands played at Crowley's, like those were some of the most packed nights that were at that bar. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I love that place. We've hung out there.
Yeah, and now we've gone back.
We've gone back. Like we've gone to, you know, just play pool. Like and Mike.
Who won?
Mike.
Which one?
That one. Mike, we played 6 games, and I was trying to get off the table. I beat everybody, and then Mike comes in. I literally beat everybody, and Mike was like, nah, I don't want to play. And I was like, come on, dude, just one game.
I was like, how do you even hold this thing?
Yeah. He's all professional and shit.
He fucking beat me. I was like low-key upset.
So, just kind of, okay, so before, when I was still in school, I did an internship at I was a counselor at a high school, and the classroom that they gave me, because of like COVID and everything, they didn't want us in small spaces.
Yeah.
And so they gave me, which was like the I don't know, the break room, the fun room, whatever it was. It had like a ping pong table, pool table, bean bags, whatever. So it was like the cool, like the hangout spot.
Right.
And so the way I would get kids to do sessions with me is I just tell them like, hey, just come hang out. Like we don't have to talk.
Yeah.
Like just come hang out with me. But like all the kids that would come, they were all down to play pool, which is rad. I don't play pool. I don't really play.
Now you're Uncle Phil.
Dude.
Like, Mike, how do you have anything to say to that?
Dude, I beat these kids' ass. I was
no mercy.
Yeah.
I like
sink or swim, boys.
I was like, oh, I'm probably too competitive for this, but like that's how we play, and like it's it's hard enough to get people to talk and stuff, and
Yeah.
and then first couple of times are a little awkward, but without fail they'd play, and as they play, and it is a type of therapy. It's called play therapy, literally, and so and it wasn't always like anything too crazy. It wasn't like a full on session or whatever, but. Yeah, it was a time to kind of connect with the kids.
Yeah.
And then I was playing a decent amount of pool. And then I felt so good. Like, I was like, I'm getting better at pool. And so we went to events. I don't remember this. We went to events like one night. I think it was like with Martin and Harry and all them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, I've been playing. Like, I can hang with you. Like, because they play all the time. Like, Martin and Mike play all the time. And like, they kicked my ass. And I felt like I was like, oh man, maybe I was just like playing against the kids that weren't very good, and so that was in the back of my mind when we played, because I was like, I don't want to play. I don't want to play.
He's like, I trained for this.
Yeah. He was like, I don't want to play, and he pulls his pool cue out of his back pocket and he goes,
now you ready now?
bring out Lucille.
you remember events? But yeah, I pulled out the victory.
Yeah, man. Mike beat me. I smoked everyone at bowling, though. We can talk about that.
Nah, no one cares. Did you?
First game I did.
First game
I did. Second game I got beat by 1.
And you can break it down however you want, but I had it wasn't like a 7-10 split or thing, but it was a split. It was these two pins, and it was it was a field goal. But I got both pins, getting the spare, but also getting that winning I guess the winning pin.
So when we got to the bowling alley, it was 3 of us were there first, and Mike, notoriously late for everything. Ty, and then his friend Joanna, right? Our friend Joanna. And so we're the 3 of us play, right? And so it was me, Andrew, and Martin, and we're fucking fancy bowling and shit like that, right? And then we didn't realize that even though we skipped them, they still had to play their whole game for us to start a new game. So we finished bowling, and then we're like, oh fuck, well we just have to wait, right? So Mike shows up, and we're like, okay, well you have 10 frames, you just go. And he's like I have to bowl all of them right now? And we're like, yeah, dude. And so he goes, all right. And he starts bowling, and like first couple frames, kind of whatever. And then this motherfucker, 5 strikes in a row. He's just like, he's just getting after it. I was like,
a little loosey goosey.
what's happening?
Because the reps, dude, the reps.
And then after that, his bicep got
dude,
sore.
and then I got tired, dude. I got like
started cramping on your weekend.
Dude, by like my 6th frame, my arm was like not starting to hurt. It hurt. My arm was like
he would walk away from each one like
it was. Yeah.
I believe you, man. I've gone bowling recently.
Yeah.
Like with my kid, and I was like, man, I told her, like, I forgot how fun bowling is.
Yeah,
Bowling's
Like, it's
fun,
really
man.
fun. But
Dude,
it's really
we should
painful
go. Let's
sometimes.
go, dude.
Let's do it, man.
Let's join a league.
Start our own team.
Yeah, I just want to buy shoes.
What's
I
that?
want,
What's that movie with the bowlers?
Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Dude, I love that movie.
Yeah. So Mike's outrageously good at sports that don't require much effort.
What about golf?
Nope. Better than me though.
I feel like I was really starting to like get consistent, and then we stopped.
We had a stretch where we were like really into going to the driving range. Like
Yeah.
we'd go once or twice a week, and then
We're getting Williams out.
yeah, we get Williams out pre-child before he had his kid.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and I don't know what happened.
a job, dude.
But yeah, you started working those weird hours.
Weird hours. I just don't want to do anything.
And then after the job, we just never went back to it because we just fell out of swing.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing.
But Top Golf is now open, so we should do that.
Dude, let's go. I'm in.
You golf?
I heard about it, but I play miniature golf. I'm good at that.
Have you ever been in the driving range?
Nah.
Dude, we should go to Top Golf. Top Golf's fun, man.
It's fun.
Really?
Because even if you're real bad, it keeps track of like where the ball's going and like how like you get points and stuff. So
like
you
a
can just
Disney.
make it a game.
I'll probably bust a Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
That go
dude, totally. Dude, Top Golf is like literally what changed it for
Yeah.
all of us. It like
Yeah.
got us all into it. Like,
We were out in Arizona and Top Golf just became like we went out there and we were like, oh, this is fucking really
it
fun.
was fun.
like 3 weeks later, I'm like buying golf clubs. He's getting
I
golf
got
clubs. for his brother.
shoes.
Yeah, we got
professional.
We got Nikes and shit, like
Nike
golf
shoes and
Nikes.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's fun. It's definitely like it's like so frustrating, and it's like really, at least for myself, it's like a real good like an ego check, because when you miss a ball that's just sitting there. Like,
It's kind of embarrassing.
it's embarrassing, dude. Like
or you like smoke the ground in front of it.
remember my
Yeah, he got injured.
I got like hurt. I got this. I don't know. What I had was my thumb. Something got messed up because I hit the ground so hard. But it's fun. But it's also like a nice. It like causes stress, but it also relieves it too, because you're really like focusing so much on just hitting this damn ball that's like not moving. And then once you get like all of it, like we're like sending videos to each other about like technique and mechanics and all this stuff. And so you're always thinking about like, you know, okay, am I doing this? And so, and like we all suck together. So like if you jump in now, dude, we're like not that far ahead. We're actually probably back to like starting again.
Yeah, we're probably back at square one.
It's all in there. It's all in.
It's all ego, dude.
Yeah.
Just swing as hard as you can.
Like our first day at Top Golf, it was just like hit it as hard as you fucking can and see how far it'll go. And then afterwards, you're like, oh, there's like a technique to this. Like, there's a way to do this, you know? Yeah, dude, we should go. We should go to Top Golf. Let's go this
Do
weekend.
it.
Yeah, I've heard it's like crazy packed though.
Yeah, I heard that too.
So I actually do have one question which could actually apply. So this is actually a question that Renee shot out to us last week and we totally missed it. So sorry, Renee. Intern Renee.
I actually just saw Renee.
Did you?
Yeah, she gave me the rundown on her last.
Oh,
day. Yeah.
okay. You know what? I don't know what happened, Renee, but props to you for just calling it a day.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what
just
I mean?
time. It's time.
It's time. All right. So she said, hi, I'm going to try and ramble less today because apparently she didn't realize I would read out her whole question last time. But she said, if someone has a child, they're worried is suffering from depression or anxiety, what would you suggest that they look for? Like what types of symptoms? And then does depression and anxiety look different in kids than it does in adults? And I feel like this would apply more only because we actually have a dad here that could talk about this, because we wouldn't be able to answer dad questions, you know? So the questions, once again, if there's, and I can actually kind of attest to this a little bit too. If there's somebody who's worried that a child is suffering from depression and anxiety, what symptoms do you look for? And then does that depression and anxiety look different in kids than it does in adults? So I actually just recently, I went back to my old office, just shooting the shit with everybody. And one of my old coworkers was telling me about an issue that she had with her kid. to where, I won't name any names, but I guess he had, she'd gotten a call from the school counselor saying that, like, he was telling people that he was, that he killed people when nobody was looking. And then she was also saying that he would like try and take like pencils and stuff and like basically try and cut himself essentially. And like in scenarios like that, obviously that's one of the biggest red flags, saying like, okay, he needs some sort of therapy. He needs to talk to somebody. He needs to speak to somebody. And I mean, like I said, I'm not, like we've always said, I'm not licensed. I'm the just the guy on the street, here. But I told her, I was like, I think I think he really needs to talk to a therapist, and he needs to see somebody about this because, there might be some things that you're missing. And she's like, well, every therapist that he's gone to, he just lies to them. And then I was asking her about like what kind of therapist, and what kind of therapist he's seeing. And she said that she always takes him to like female therapists. Right. And I was like, well, maybe switch it up. Maybe a little boy talking to another boy, or like a male perspective, somebody that like remembers what it's like to be a boy and remembers being there and going through that might help. Like maybe there's something there that, they can relate to on a different level than just like going to somebody who he looks like is, trying to give him mom advice and it's not his mom.
Yeah. What's the, do you know how old was?
So he is, I don't know exactly how old he is. I want to say probably 10 or 11-ish, around that age, that range. And I do think that he is on the spectrum, which could play into things as well too. And then so obviously that's one of the most blunt warning signs, like if he's having these issues right away. But, if you're looking at, if you're trying to catch this beforehand, like what are those things that you look for? What are the signs of that? Or are there signs?
For young kids, just for myself, I haven't really done much for like young kids as far as that. Kind of like the blanket like signs to look for, and this is it's mostly for like adults or teens or whatever. But just really common ones are like oversleeping can be one. Yeah. Withdrawing from like if there were. There's little things like they like stay in the room now more than they used to, if they didn't do that before. Another kind of just like standard thing is loss of interest in things that they used to find like joy in, or things or activities they used to like to do. They're like now withdrawn from it, or now they don't want to do that. But I don't know. I think it's kind of difficult for like, especially like young kids like that, because it's like, well, what if they're just like, they're, growing or they're changing.
Is it boys being boys, or is it?
Well, the killing thing, that might be.
Too many video games?
Yeah.
Because honestly, like video games is like a big, again, I'm not no professional or anything, but I see a lot of video games and I'm like, I see the kids playing, I'm like, man, you been playing that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when like Mortal Kombat was like kind of a gnarly game growing up.
Oh, mister, I had the Mortal Kombat theme on 2 sides of a cassette tape.
Fucking right I did. Dude. Again, one of the TikToks. you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Making the theme song. Yeah, I kind of told her, I was like, look, like, whether he's like truly struggling with something or this is just to get your attention, either way, it kind of needs to be addressed, right?
Yeah,
like it needs to be.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to go, see someone, kind of see what it's about, because it could be him just, being, an attention thing, but that's something you kind of want to.
Yeah, you have to take it serious either way.
Yeah.
Like if it's attention, then we have to address the needs and figure out why they're looking for attention.
So you don't have to get too into it, but like, I guess maybe I don't want to go into that. I was gonna say like, like behaviors, I guess that would stand out to you, but I don't think that's like a.
I guess a better way to word it would be like, have there been times or have there been situations where you've noticed like a change in behavior? Like,
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, okay, this is something that needs to be.
Well, all the time. I was gonna mention that like I'm very like communicative with my kid.
Yeah.
I'll be like, you can tell me whatever you need to say. I am here to protect you.
Right.
You know, if someone never touches you or anything that they're not supposed to be doing, and you're afraid,
I need to know.
I need to know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And my kid would be like, why? I'll handle it.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that nobody ever does that, or like nobody thinks about doing anything like that.
Because Dad had a shaved head once.
Nah, man. Like, but like, I communicate a lot with her. Like,
Yeah.
there's times where she'll be like quiet, and I'll be like, what's wrong?
Yeah.
I was like, talk to me. And she'll either tell me like school. She'll be like, this kid was being mean to me. I'm like, okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Because the way you think is completely different.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you might take it the wrong way. And long story short, this kid is like new and shy. And I'm like, she doesn't hate you.
She's looking for a friend.
She just,
Yeah.
well, like first, like she's not comfortable yet to like reach out and make friends yet.
Right.
So if you want to be her friend, be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient, you know, reach out and show her that like, hey, I want to be your friend. Like, and if she says no, like, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, just give her space, give it time. You want to do it again the next day, go for it.
Yeah.
Now she's like best friends with her.
Dude.
Papa Adrian, dude. Look at
Hey man,
Straight
this
dad
serious.
mode. But yeah, that does make sense though, because I mean, like I remember being a new kid every year, and always just being like, how do you even make friends? What is friends? What do you do here? Like, what's the scenario? You know what I mean? But I really like that you have like that like super open connection.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like with your
Yeah.
daughter, like it's so beneficial to everybody. You know, like especially as she gets older and she's comfortable with that.
Yeah.
Like fuck, there's gonna be some things that piss my dad off, but it's better to just say it than it is to like try and hide it or try and, you know, keep it inside, you know, things like that. And I think that's gonna be really good.
Yeah.
it's like I always tell her, like, in life you make mistakes.
Yeah.
Are they bad? Yes. Does that make you a bad person? No. It happens. Now, if you stay on the same cycle and keep doing it,
Yeah.
then you're doing it on purpose.
Right.
So if you want to be a better person, make it happen.
Dude, the words of wisdom, man.
I mean,
Papa Adrian.
It's like Papa Adrian and
it's like a
Batman
lot of
all
things,
in.
you know, but I try to be the best dad ever to my kid.
Yeah, dude. I love that.
Dude, it's raising a kid. Like I will, hands down, like fathers, mothers, and adopted parents, anybody, even just like mentors, like stepping in and being a part of somebody's life, you know, like and essentially like you're responsible for her, you know, like you're responsible for this person, you're responsible for this life, and so many people walk away from that. So many people are just like, I can't do this, you know, and then they're just done. So whenever I see somebody that's like stepping up or that's like trying to, you know, like none of us have this shit figured out, but you know, you're going in and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do the best that I can. Like I'm going to raise you as best as I can, you know?
It's a learning process, to be honest, and you always learn new things.
Yeah.
Like you can be like used to your schedule or your routine, but you always learn new things.
Yeah.
Like I always tell my kids, like, sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I tear up.
Yeah.
Like she does something and I'll tear up and I'm like, that's my kid.
Dude.
And she'll be like, what's wrong, Dad? I'm like, I'm just proud of you, baby.
That's
Like,
sick.
I'm just proud of you. She's like, what do you mean? It's like, you're doing something, like showing me something new. You know, and like, I'm also learning from you.
Yeah.
So
That's sick, man.
it's fun, man. Like, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. That's why, like, I talked to Daniel and I was like, dude, I'm fucking stoked you have a kid. Like, hell yeah. And like we're talking and I'm like, bro, it's fun. It's gonna get more fun. It'll be hard, you know, but that's life.
dude, especially with Daniel, man, I was texting a friend of mine, you know, she was like, you know, oh, what are you guys up to? And I'm like, oh, just hanging out with the boys. They're in town, whatever. And then I was like, it's so trippy to see Daniel in dad mode.
Yeah.
Right. Like he would like have these, like him and I would be talking about shit and he'd just go like, fuck man, like I miss my kid. Like just, and I'm like, I get it. Dude. Or like we'd all be hanging out and he'd just walk away and, you know, he's FaceTiming, you know, with his baby. And I'm like, dude, yeah, fuck yeah. Forget the rest of us. Like that's what's important, you know? So, and it's wild, man. That's, like I said, it's cool to see people that we know, like, you know, becoming parents, becoming fathers. Like, I mean, you remember Austin played in Creative Void?
Yeah.
When that dude became a dad, I was like, what is going to happen to these kids? Like, you know, but then like he's like one of the best dads like I've ever seen, you know? So yeah, man, it's crazy. It's definitely a life-changing experience, man.
It is.
Sick.
It's like I was thinking about this, like, you know how like at least for me, I've had like a set idea of what like, you know, grandparents are like, and then I'm like stepping back and I'm like, well, I guess my parents are different because obviously my parents are grandparents, but it's like, you know, the stuff that my grandma and grandpa were into, you know, their thoughts on certain things are so much different from my mom. Like my mom, like she cannot wait to take my nieces, like she takes them shopping, but like, yeah, like that whole thing, like my mom is going to be all about that until she like can't walk, you know what I mean?
Dude, it's the second that you have a child, this is going to be the most spoiled.
I've been low key been waiting. Like I always tell Mike, like,
dude,
so when you have a kid, man, just knock someone.
I think you're gonna have a kid before me.
Dude, and my mom, she'll be like, you know, I better have it soon while you're like your dad and I are like mobile. We actually do like help you. I'm like, oh.
You don't understand, Mom.
It's not that easy, Mom. No,
yeah, like well.
Yeah.
And okay, so the second half of this question, you know, then we could call it after this. Does depression and anxiety look different in kids than it does in adults? And to me personally, I think it does. Because I think as adults, we've learned how to mask it, hide it, or to manage it. With kids, it's still so new. Like for adults, especially like I know for me, when I get into those like low places, I get funnier and I tell more jokes and I start like I'm over the top with shit. You know, just every effort to like try and mask it so that nobody knows what I'm going through. You know, but kids don't have a concept of that, or most kids don't have a concept of that. You know, so I think it definitely is different in that way.
So something I think is that I've seen my sister-in-law and my brother use is they've been really good at like getting my nieces to kind of like talk out how they feel or like explain what they're feeling. Things, yeah. And you know, and I think it's like when kind of what you're doing too, like just talking, like be like tell me what it, you know. And I think that's so good because even kids don't know, you know, they can't express themselves the best way, but you know, it's there, you know. And one of the things that my niece said, I'll say it now too, just because I thought it was so funny. My brother, it was like during Christmas, we'd gone out and like we got a bunch of candy for my nieces and stuff. And so my niece, they'd just finished eating like ice cream and like caramel apple or something stupid. So like my niece is like, can I have this candy? And my brother's like, no, you can have it. He's like, you can have it tomorrow. And my niece was like not having it. She's like, no, like, you know,
which one?
But we just got it. Maddie.
Okay.
Older one. And so she's like obviously she's like upset and stuff. So she's like, I'm sad at you, Dad. And I remember hearing that, I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I mean, it's such a funny way to put it, but it's like, that's how she feels. She's like,
that's fair.
You know, or she like, it's just interesting because like, it's so different from like, you know, how I was raised. My brother and I were raised. I never heard my brother talk about feelings or when you're upset, you know. It's just like, okay, just go to your room or you go outside or you throw something or you know. And like with hearing them, like they're like, you know, my sister-in-law is so good at like, oh, like what, like why are you upset or like what, you know. And they're talking it out, and I think that's gonna be so valuable as they get older, you know, because then I think, you know, I try to tell this even now with like, you know, adults, friends, like, you know, the better you get at identifying, like, this is how I feel when I'm, like, I feel good around, like, this is how I feel, you know, or then, you know, if you find yourself in a moment where you're, like, upset at something, or you're stressed, or you're anxious, or you're scared, whatever it is, like, if you can identify what you're, like, how you feel physically, and then, like, what's going through your head, like, it'll be easier to know when you're in those emotions, and, like, finding ways out of that. So I don't know. All I'd say is I think it's cool that, like, getting kids to talk at a young age and getting them to express themselves. I think that's, I don't know. I think that's, like, one of the best things to do when they're young. And also play therapy, getting them to play games. That's, like, you know, whatever it is, or coloring, whatever it is, and you can talk to them like that. That's usually a good way to get them to.
Bonding communication in a way.
Yeah. Sick. Well, anything else? Anything else you want to talk about?
May 6th.
Yeah. So May 6th, I just realized, because my phone's been going off as we were doing this podcast, we didn't put the time on the flyer.
Is there?
I don't think it is. Is it?
It says 8 p.m.
Does it? Let's see.
Damn.
Maybe I'm tripping, because I just had people asking me. The first flyer had 8 p.m. I think this one doesn't.
Oh.
So yeah, 8 p.m. So Friday, May 6th, once again, Burner State, Torture Culture, Harsh Reality, Darsum, Shiva, No Hard Feelings. It's going to be a fun show over at Rockefeller's in Corona, 21 and up, but it's free. $0. So it's going to be a good ass time. We're going to have a lot of fun.
A beer.
Yeah, you can have a beer. You can have a giant mug of Kona Big Wave. You guys can see firsthand Mike's experiences holding a giant mug that hurts his bicep the next day.
I won't at that show.
Yes, you will.
Maybe
My
after.
microphone will be too heavy to carry.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be a good time. I'm excited.
It's gonna be a fun time, man.
Dude, Adrian, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Dude, yeah.
Weird, not weird. It's cool hearing you talk, like, about, you know, your kid, and yeah, man, that it's so easy to, like, even when you're talking about, like, you know, when she was quiet or sad, it's so easy for anyone just to be like, they'll figure it out, or, like, you know, oh, they'll come to me. It's cool that you know, you see it and you speak
I reach
to it.
out, man. It's all. I tell people all the time, man. Communication is key. Whether you're a kid, adult, like, that's where it's at. Because if you don't have that, then it's gonna get worse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
But thank you for having me, man. It was
Dude.
fun.
Yeah. Well, first off, we gotta go bowling, and then we gotta play some pool, and then, you know, we gotta hang out. Let's hang out outside of this show. We gotta have conversations outside of the microphones.
We're gonna join a league.
Even though Mike doesn't want to talk to me now outside of the show because he wants to save reactions for the show. It's getting to that point.
I was just I didn't even talk about it.
We didn't even talk about medieval times. I went to medieval times. That's why there's a sword there.
I straight up asked him if it was a Filipino thing. It's Easter, for anyone who's seen this. Easter was last weekend, and you know, kind of talking about plans, and Mike was like, "I'm going to medieval times," but the way you said it, it sounded like
it sounded casual.
Yeah. So that's what I was like. Is that like a Filipino thing? Is that like a tradition you guys do? You're like, no, it's my cousin wanted to do it.
Do what was weird is I wasn't, for some reason in my head, I'm thinking like medieval times, like it's been the same show for like 68 years, you know, like nothing's changed. And I was like, it's going to be Easter Sunday. Like there's no way. And it was packed. Like when I got there and I had to wait in line, standing in line, and I was like texting my family, like, where are you guys at? Of course, all on Filipino time. So like I get there first and I'm just waiting. And then they all start, you know, yeah. And they all start to show up, and then, you know, we get inside. And
was it reservation, or did you have to come?
It was
in?
reservation. Like my aunt had bought tickets. So it was me, Philip, my cousin, my aunt, Nathan, his girlfriend, his girlfriend's sister, his girlfriend's brother, Ben, and then one of their friends. So it was just all of us. And For some reason, they sat us in the yellow side. You know, I don't know if that was an Asian thing or not, but so we got put on the yellow squad, and then and then Philip and I were like, oh, like we have to do this right. So we go up to the bar and we ordered drinks, and we were like, of course we're gonna get novelty cups, so we got horns. Like you got to drink out of a horn, and they give you a stand so you can just like put the horn on the table because there's no other way to set it down. So we got 2 drinks in horns, and I go to like, you know, I got the first round. I go to pay for it, and they're like, "This will be $78." And I was like, "Okay, $78 horns." And then he was like, "I'll get the next couple rounds." After that, I was like, "All right, cool."
I wonder if they do that to keep it from getting too crazy in there.
Probably. They give you a crown. When you walk in, they give you a crown. You can buy a helmet afterwards.
2 horns?
Yeah. And then they had like, I bought that sword. I bought my cousin a sword. It was like $26. But I had already waited in line, and I got to the very front, and I was like, how much? So the first sword I was looking at was like all huge. I was like, how much is that? They're like, $68. I was like, oh, how much is that one? They're like, that one's $48. And I was like, how much is that hammer? They're like, $38. And I go, what about the little guy over there? They're like, those are $26. And I was like,
take it.
I'll take that. And I was like, give me 2 of them. I'll buy my cousin one for his birthday. So, you know, we got 2 swords. But yeah, it was interesting, you know. And then the food is kind of whatever. But you could tell that the wench that was serving the food was a little unhappy to be there. She's like, just whack, here's your bread. Whack, here's your
She was playing character.
Why am I working today?
Yeah. She's like, happy Easter, my lord. So you're like, all right. But yeah, it was fun, man. It was definitely an experience. I want to do Pirates next.
Okay, I was gonna say, would you do it again, or would you want to go see Pirates?
I would want. Okay, I'll go to Medieval Times again if I'm with like a sick group of people. Like we get all our homies to go. We pregame it before we go, and then we're like kind of rowdy and drunk when we get there because you could cheer. Like
it was cool. It was fun. Like
Philip and I got into it. Like at one point, and it's like the acting is so bad, right? So like they're jousting, right? So they'll joust, and then you'll hear the lances hit, and then the dude on the horse, it's like there's a delayed reaction. He'll go, doo-doo, doo-doo. Ah! And then he'll like fall off his horse. And, like I can't tell if it's intentionally bad or if that's just the way that they act it out.
Retake.
Yeah, and then he'll go flying, and then like of course that like they'll get to the point where they're sword fighting. Yeah.
All I can hear is
and then you hear like somebody on the sideline is doing like the clanking of the shield and stuff. And then like it'll be like you could tell it's choreographed, but they kind of phone it in. Mm-hmm. So like a dude will swing a sword, but before it even gets to him, the other dude's already rolling like he got hit. Mm-hmm. So it's like
use the force.
Yeah. It's definitely
basically
fun.
it sounds awesome.
It's like it would be like I said, it would be
You have
great.
to be drunk. It sounds like you have to be drunk.
You have to be drunk. You have to be with like a big group of friends that are all willing to get hype and cheer on your night.
Sick.
You know.
Okay.
But yeah, like I would go back, but I definitely want to check out Pirates because they're like, yeah, there's water in the middle and they're on boats, and I'm like, okay, let's do that too.
I've been on Pirates of the Caribbean at Disneyland. Yeah, is it something like that?
It's like a show, and they like swing into the crowd and stuff like that off of the boats into the crowd. So
sold.
And then the knights had like they hand out roses to the ladies and our knight comes around to our section, and Philip stands up. He's like, yeah! They didn't throw him a rose. I was disappointed for him. So, yeah, man. I think it would be sick if we got like a dope group of people to go and just like have a good time and have fun.
Sick. I'm down. I'm in.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, episode 22 in the books. Thanks, Liquid Death.
Modelo, if you see this.
And Modelo, if you see this, let's get after it. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Peace.
Hey, follow us on social media.
Oh yeah, at Walking Blind Pod, pretty much on everything.
Everything.
Instagram, TikTok. See Mike sing things.
Follow, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
Share.